people, especially in the New England area, are hungry for their children to receive a solid Catholic traditional education. So what sets Chesterton apart?
Really well. One thing about this is it's very small. You have small class sizes, small school in general. Even the biggest Chesterton academies are under 200 people. It's classical education, about educating the whole person. So not just like, well, we're going to teach them these skills and they'll be good servants of the state, but really forming them as human beings in a variety of ways to really help form them to appreciate beauty. Myself, every teacher, all the board members have to sign an oath of fidelity to the magisterium of the Catholic Church. So everyone has to be not only Catholic, but fully embracing Catholic teaching. We really require that for everyone who's associated with helping educate our kids, because we want the truth for them.
Hi everyone, welcome back to A Message of Hope. My name is Monet Souza, and today I'm joined with the Headmaster of Chesterton Academy of the Immaculate here in Framingham, Massachusetts, Ed Caughlin. Ed, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Monet.
You're very welcome. So we are going to be talking all about what Chesterton Academy is, about the new enrollment program that is present here for anyone who's local in the Massachusetts area for 9th through 12th grade students, and anything else that happens to come up we'll be discussing as well. So Ed, can you just introduce yourself a bit to those that may not know you, and then maybe you can just touch on what Chesterton Academy is and your involvement with them?
Sure. I'm Ed Caughlin. I've been a teacher for a number of years in Virginia. Last year in Utah, I was the headmaster of the Chesterton Academy there. Then I'm moving here, moving over the summer to become headmaster of the Chesterton Academy of the Immaculate in Framingham. So I was born in Connecticut, grew up there as in New York, and now I'm happy to be coming home closer to family, but also just a wonderful opportunity to start a really amazing school that I'm very excited to be a part of.
That's wonderful. And I'm sure they're very happy that you are here as well. I know there was a brief moment in time when the gala was happening some months ago back in the winter. We were doing a big push even through A Message of Hope to get the word out that this high school exists, because I know we were even discussing shortly before the interview started is that people, especially in the New England area, are hungry for their children to receive a solid Catholic traditional education. So what sets Chesterton apart from maybe your typical Catholic school, public school, or maybe even homeschooling program that would be offered?
You know, I think it's a unique system. It's actually a system that's grown throughout the country. It started with one in Minnesota that some people wanted the school for their kids and made it happen. And then other schools took note, and it's been growing rapidly throughout the country and even the world. But essentially, it's classical Catholic education. Thanks to the support of Archbishop Henning, we are able to fully call ourselves a Catholic school. We're leasing space from St. Stephen's Parish through the Archdiocese. So we have diocesan property. We have the support of the bishop. We're very grateful for that. So it's a fully Catholic school. In fact, every teacher, all the board members have to sign an oath of fidelity to the magisterium of the Catholic Church. So everyone has to be not only Catholic, but fully embracing Catholic teachings on things like marriage, life, from conception to natural death. We really require that for everyone who's associated with helping educate our kids, because we want the truth for them.
Yes.
And it's classical education. So that's something that's kind of been growing also throughout the country. It's about educating the whole person with classical education. So not just like, well, we're going to teach them these skills and they'll be good servants of the state, but really forming them as human beings in a variety of ways, not only to give them thinking skills, teaching them how to think, teaching them knowledge of literature and science, and math and all that, but to really help form them to appreciate beauty. Every student takes 4 years of choir, 4 years of arts. Everybody, when I was there last year at the Chesterton in Utah, everybody produced beautiful art, all of the students, because there are certain methods to imitate the great artists, and you can really, it's amazing what they produce. Choir, every student is in the choir, and just beautiful sacred music that they sing in class that can be performed in concerts and fundraisers publicly. So we're hoping to have an opportunity to showcase the talents of our students. We have great teachers for art and for choir. And then we have we have math, science, history, literature, philosophy, 4 years of philosophy, which is a pretty unique opportunity because that helps students think logically, help them think critically, help them analyze things, the skills for life, but also to help them understand their faith, 4 years of theology. And it's integrated. The subjects are integrated with each other. So the theme for the freshman year curriculum is ancient history. So basically the dawn of man to up to the incarnation, actually. So up to like the ancient civilizations, Greek and Roman Empire. And then in literature, they'll be reading things that tie into what they're learning in history. It's integrated. So in literature, they read the great ancient works of Homer, Virgil, the Aeneid, Iliad, Odyssey. And while they're learning about those events in history class, the geometry in that freshman year is geometry. And so they're learning from Euclid, the ancient Greek mathematician, about his methods of geometry, ancient philosophy, introduction to Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, even going back before that, the pre-Socratics, which had some pretty wild ideas that if you come to class, you might hear about. Theology, freshman year is Old Testament. Science is just, I love teaching science. It's my favorite class to teach. I teach the science and algebra in addition to my headmaster duties. And the science class, the first half of the year is astronomy, which a lot of times you don't get in high school. But we go through just appreciating, knowing what's up there, the constellations, the planets, how they move, their motion, the theories throughout history of the understanding of how the universe is set up and how that developed over time. And also just the understanding of like, what is science? Science is not a religion. You don't believe in science. Science is trying to come to an understanding of the truth, but the truth is in God alone. We have theories and facts, and our understanding of things changes over time. And so one of the things you see in our science classes is the development of that, how things that people thought were totally certain years ago, over time, came to a different understanding, and that continues to develop. So it's a really excellent curriculum. The curriculum is pretty standard across all the Chesterton Academies. There are about 90 of them now. They've spread out over the past decade. So there was one that opened in Rhode Island last year. There were two next year opening in Connecticut, but this is the first one that I'm aware of opening in Massachusetts.
Yes.
And there's actually one, I met the guy from Brazil at the Chesterton Conference over the summer. They're opening in Tokyo and Brazil this year. And I know there's a large Brazilian population in Massachusetts, and I chatted with that gentleman.
That's wonderful. And it's very rich, like what they're receiving and providing. And, you know, these schools, you thank God, like the ones that are just like starting, or even the new location here, the student to staff ratio, I think it's going to be nice that it's going to be a little smaller. But I would even love to know too, like many people who hopefully who are watching are familiar with G.K. Chesterton. Can you share like the overlap of where the name even came from and like how that's integrated with him and his writing and his life as well with the school?
Yeah, thank you. Good point. G.K. Chesterton, he lived from 1874 till I think 1936, and he was a British philosopher, writer, journalist, a really prolific writer, and also he and his wife converted to the Catholic faith together, and so really an excellent example of the faith. In fact, there's some movement to try to get his cause going for beatification and canonization, which that would be a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And so we would hope one day Saint Gilbert Keith Chesterton. But he had an amazing wit about him. He had these really, he was a mystery writer. He wrote about Catholic orthodoxy. There's even a TV show about his detective, Father Brown. I'm not sure how faithful it is to the book, but so he had a wide variety of writings, and a very great defender of the Catholic faith, and also a contemporary of people such as Tolkien and C.S. Lewis. And so part of that whole intellectual movements in Britain at the time.
Wonderful. And when we were at the gala, I thought, which was so great, one of our professors, so I went to Franciscan University, and one of the professors there, he came into the gala and he was really just taking on this persona of Chesterton, and just that's how he asked questions and engaged with the crowd, especially with Dr. Peter Kreeft and all that sort of thing. So it's just, I don't know, I'm somewhere I'm like, oh, there's so many more options. If I was still in high school, it's just so nice to see the plethora of opportunity here within the Diocese of Boston. So like you said, thank God, there's now a road being paved in approval with our bishop and all of that sort of thing. So I know school year is coming very quickly upon us. September 2nd, the students will start. So for any parents who are maybe scrambling last minute of, I don't think I love the enrollment of where my son, my daughter is going in the next couple of weeks, is enrollment still rolling for your students?
Yeah, that's the good news. We're still enrolling. We still have open seats. We do, as you mentioned, want small class sizes, but we still have a little bit more capacity where we can take on, even for this coming school year, starting September 2nd, additional students. So if you go to ChestertonImmaculate.org, you can send an email. I'd be happy to give you a private tour of the school this week, next week, whenever you're available. I came back from giving a tour this morning to a family. So we have a really great group of students that I think you can really fit in well. One thing about this is it's very small. You have small class sizes, small school in general. Even the biggest Chesterton academies are under 200 people because we don't want to have the huge high school where you get lost, worry about bullying, things like that. It's almost like a family type atmosphere. And I think that's an important part of what we do. We have a house system, so 4 houses to have events and games with, and there's a house competition. The winning house gets a trophy with the most house points at the end of the year. So it's a good communal atmosphere. But yeah, the first day of school is September 2nd, but we're still hoping for more. If anybody else would like to join us, please feel free. If you have younger kids, we're already keeping in contact with families that might have 8th graders that would be interested in next year, or 6th graders that would be interested in 3 years. Just we want to be in dialogue with people about it. And yes, please go on the website or email me at headmaster@chestertonimmaculate.org, and I'd be happy to meet with you and have a call with you and welcome you into our school and hopefully get you a part of our family.
Wonderful. Well, I'm going to put you on the spot for maybe one last thing. For parents who may not have, or even students who are watching who are not familiar with Chesterton, sometimes taking that leap of faith can be really intimidating. Are there any testimonies, either from your perspective as a teacher, headmaster from all these different other locations with Chesterton Academy, or students that you know firsthand what their experience was like, that you could maybe share now as just a bit of encouragement, or maybe even to put someone's mind at ease of, okay, this will be a good fit for my son or my daughter? Yeah,
well, actually, that the gala you mentioned attending, I wasn't hired yet. I didn't attend myself, unfortunately, but I saw the video, and the Chesterton guy was pretty hilarious. But there was also a student that had graduated from Chesterton Academy that gave his testimony. And so, I mean, personally, from my perspective, it's just been teaching at Chesterton and being headmaster of the Chesterton Academy last year was just an incredible intellectual experience. The students, just a lot of intellectual curiosity from the students and the teachers, just amazing conversations with the other faculty that the ones I worked with last year were all very super interested in their fields, and we just continued to talk about philosophy and things like that over lunch. But the ones that I've been pleased to be able to hire this year, I'm really excited about our crew. We have Mr. Worthy teaching many of our humanities classes, Mr. LeBlanc, who will be teaching Latin and choir, Mrs. Riley, who will be teaching art, Mrs. Tyber, who will be doing our ballroom dance class, which is another thing that's pretty unique. Other Chesterton academies have done this. If you look on YouTube and type in Chesterton Academy dancing, you can see videos of them, and it's really a great opportunity for the kids to learn not only dancing skills, which are practical for real life and social settings, but also just build their confidence and their interactions. It is a co-ed school. It helps their interactions between male and female students. So I'm really excited about just the faculty that we have, the people I'm really lucky to be able to teach with, and also the board I've been able to work with. I'm just very impressed with all the work that they've done on a volunteer basis they're doing this for the community, a lot of them for their own kids. And they're really putting this together, working so hard and making this possible for all of us.
Wonderful. Well, I'm excited to see how this school year and hear how the school year continues to go. And for all the websites and emails that you mentioned, I'll leave that in the description also, along with hopefully encouragement for people to not just attend, but if you don't have children, maybe you can donate and be able to help get Chesterton Academy of the Immaculate here in Framingham up and running. Ed, is there anything else that maybe we did not hit on that you think would be useful for people to know?
Yeah, well, what you said about donating, if you would like to donate, if you go to our website, I know we've had so many generous donors, and fundraising is a big part of what we do as a startup. And it wouldn't be possible without all of them. So I'm grateful for anyone who's listening who has donated. I'm really grateful that you made this possible. And for anybody that's looking for a worthy cause, just we were starting a high school. Not many people get to start a high school. It's a super exciting thing, but it's also, there's so many things to take care of, like getting the building space, hiring the teachers. And we're so grateful for the support we've received, and we'd be happy to receive more if anybody feels called. This is just, as I mentioned, a group of parents. They wanted an option with some other Catholic high schools closing in the area. They wanted a good option in Metro West for their students to be able to have an education where they could really get an authentic Catholic faith, and where they could really have more personalized instruction with small classes and with the classical model. And we're just really excited about what we're doing here.
Wonderful. Well, thank you also for your yes and for you moving your way out here to be able to help in this effort. And for everyone who's watching, hopefully your heart has been stirred to look more into Chesterton Academy. Again, all the information is in the description down below. And Ed, thanks for taking time today to be interviewed. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Renee.
You're very welcome. Everyone who's watching, God bless you, and we'll see you again next week.
God bless.